we're going to show you a way for you to have storage in your guild's base or your friend's base without them being able to access it. And in this video also, I'm going to be going over all of the storage tricks and solutions that we've come up with and that could help you in the game. So let's get into the first part. Yeah, you're probably all wondering, Deathwish, what on earth are you talking about? How on earth am I going to get storage in my friend's base or a guild's base without them actually being able to use it? Because as we know, if you are not the owner of the base, only the owner of the base has access to making boxes owner only or co-owner or etc. going down the line, whether it be guild, etc. Now, a lot of people though, regardless, you want to join a guild, you want to join a guild base, but you still have got them certain items that you don't want to share with everyone. I know what you're talking about. I've got the same issue. You know, them spiced aluminiums and stuff. The things that you've grinded hard to get and you want to actually keep that for yourself. Or if you're progressing, you want to keep it for yourself, but you're in your friend's base or in your clan's base, and being in one of them bases, unfortunately, because you are not the owner, you have to share your items. This is a solution to that problem. So let's visually explain it so it's easier to understand. If I go and pull out my construction tool and I go and place a storage, I am, yes, the owner of this guild, but we have tested this and it works with every solution. So we can see, we go into the storage and now I go into general settings and you've got multiple different access levels that you can have to this. Public, meaning I could put this outside with spare material so anyone driving past can go ahead and claim it. Guild, being a guild-wide storage chest so everyone who's in the guild can access it. Associate, so your associates can access it. This is the first tier of if you go into your friends list. Let's just say I went into my social and I went to my friends, let's just say Lloyd, and then I go down to the sub-thief console, which this is an advanced sub-thief that we've named Death Squad. Here you've got permission 1 and permission 2, and then as you see there on the side, we can see there on the side, the associate level can view ownership menu, they can board passenger seat and they can board turret seat, they can vehicle management status and vehicle management utilities, but they don't have access to everything else. If they become co-owner, which is the middle rank that we're seeing directly above me here, they've got likes of being able to view ownership menu, add players, remove players, board driver seat, board passenger seat, turret seat, vehicle assembly, vehicle disassembly, management status, utilities, transport, and everything like that. But then the problem you've got is still, I'm in a guild base and I've got a room or I've got a storage box that I want to store certain items in. Let's just say I've gone out, and when I've gone out, I've gone ahead and found this weapon and I want to put this weapon in this box, but I know anyone that is in the guild that is to my rank can come ahead and claim this, whether it be owner, co-owner, anyone above me can go and get this. So that means you've got zero privacy on your items. Well, thank you to Long Live Tim. He actually spent a way, or found out a way to find out how you can get storage in this game, and then we've made it look pretty cool. Storage in this game which only you can have access to and only the people that you give access to. So just imagine if I could look at this box and here I could say I want Tim to have access, I want Bob to have access, I want Jim to have access, and so on and so forth. And you literally give only specific people access to that thing. So let's say you're joining a guild of 32. Not everyone's going to get on with everyone, but you all want to be in the same guild. So person A and person B, or group A and group B that are in the same guild only want to share items between themselves. Because why? You're a 4-man squad, because you can only do 4-man groups and you go out farming together. So fair enough, you share them 4 items between them 4 people. You can still keep it for yourself or you can share it to other people. It's completely up to you. And it could be a case of someone wants it, so you can give them access in that moment so they can go ahead and use it. Right, so now we've got the group of 4 that we want, and we don't want anyone else in the guild to have access, whether they're owner, co-owner. Even the owner cannot access this storage. So what do? Well, you don't actually use a storage box, because unfortunately with a storage box you've only got the situation of owner, co-owner, associate, guild and public, which if it is in a territory of your friend or a guild base, it can only be controlled or managed by that person, and it can be deleted by that person. The storage solution that I'm about to tell you now from Tim cannot be destroyed, not even by the owner, even if it's inside of their base, but it can still be accessed by whoever you give access or give it access to. So what do we do and how do we do it? Well, simple thing. The good thing about this, you can move stuff from storage to storage. If we go ahead and look at the boxes right here, we can see that we have got your generic boxes. in these generic boxes, you have got these items. Now, did you know that when you go out and collect certain things, if you're in a vehicle, you can go from your vehicle and choose that vehicle and move stuff from your vehicle to that storage. And then I can move it from that vehicle to that vehicle by just doing this. It is so easy to move it around, and you're probably getting at where I'm going right now of how this is going to work. Yes, you're going to use your own personal vehicle as a storage solution. And if you look at the wall right here, we have got 4 vehicles in the wall, and when you do click on them, you can only see managed vehicle, you can't see storage. But if you click on the managed vehicle, you can see that there is storage in them, and you can still use them for storage. Better yet, like I said, not even the owner can destroy this. Let's just say I go ahead and make one right now. So let me go and put the welding tool on. We've come up a floor to show you it properly. So I have now got a welding tool and some wire. If I go and pull out my welding tool, I can craft the bike exactly where I want it. So let's just go and place it here on a floor that we know that if we put anything else on it, let's just say I go and put my construction tool back on and I put this box on here. If this was your storage and it was only to you, even if a guild member has access to it, even if you're the owner, they can demolish it, meaning that it demolishes that box and all of its contents in it, unfortunately. But this cannot be done like that. So let's go ahead, place that down there. And if I go back and put my welding tool on, all you need to have is the chassis, the hull, and an inventory. So now we go and put the chassis on, and then we go and put the inventory on, right? So that is now there. If I go ahead and put the construction tool on, look what happens if I go and delete the ground. I delete the ground, and guess what? Everything else deleted around it, but the bike still hovers. So let's go and put the floor back underneath this, and let's go ahead and show you exactly what is done. So now I've got this storage in my base or anyone else's base. I can literally, like I said, the only one who can access it, because it's your personal vehicle, means your personal storage. There's other storages that you can get. We know that we've only got the inventory Mark II on the bike, but you could get a buggy and you could do the exact same thing with a buggy. And the beautiful thing about this, as long as you've got a chest, from this chest I could access any single bike inventory, and I can move stuff around with absolute ease. So I could put that in there, or then let's just say it's in there, I can pull it out, and then I can put it in that one, and I can just keep shifting it around to suit me best. And I could do the same with the buggy. As you see, the buggy's got a lot more storage. The buggy can have way more storage than that you see in there, whereas bikes have only got this. But now it looks ugly. Now I've just got a floating bike in the base that we don't really want to see. Well, we've got a solution to that problem. If you don't want to see it, well, guess what? We see this right now. Let's just, so we know exactly which one it is, let's go and put these coins in it, right? Now, let's go ahead and build a wall around it. So let's just say we've placed it in the wall, and you can't actually access the storage. Okay, we can't physically walk up to it and access the storage. It's boxed in. It's hidden. You don't. There's no bike there. What do you mean? Well, guess what? I can still go to that bike, which is this one with the 120 Solari in it, without even having to go to the bike. So I can hide a bike, and better yet, a buggy inside of the wall and use it for storage and not have to worry about it. You can move it from bike to backpack with just ease of access. Now, if you want to make it cool and look like the one we've got downstairs, then you go ahead and you pull the construction tool out. Let's demolition it, and this is how you make the exact one that we've got downstairs, or the multiple ones that we've got downstairs. As we know, they float. I'm going to show you it in the floating variant because I've only got the one bike on me right now. So I'm going to go and detach it, and this is the only part where you're going to need precision for it to actually work and at least stick through the wall, as we were seeing downstairs. Let's go and deactivate the inventory. Let's go and deactivate the chassis, and then the hull as well. Sorry, the hull and the chassis. And to make it work just like the one downstairs, you would go ahead and, for instance, have your crafting tool on. You would need to have a half wall that we can see here, and with a half wall that we can see here, we would then go and put a roof on like this. We would then go and get the welding tool back out. I will jump on top of here, and I'm going to have to place this 1 sec. Let's get the chassis here. I'm going to have to level it out. So let's come forward so we can see where it's level. We can see that that's now level. And we want to push it out to a point where it's just going out, and we want it to be on the middle bit. We want it to be halfway down the middle.
Storm is approaching.
It's blocked by character. There you go. We got it halfway down the middle, and we can push it all that way out. Now, like I said, you can delete the floor. And by deleting the floor, it does not delete anything else. It doesn't make the bike drop. So we have now got that bike like that. And let's just imagine we got another one underneath it. Then what we do is we go into build. You go and put your walls around it like you would. Like this. And on the other side like this. This is only if you want to see it, right? And then you can come and get one of these inner outer walls. And you can spin them inwards, outwards, like we see right there. And we have now got the storage box coming through the wall. The bike's floating. We can have one on the left, one on the right, one down below, and one to the right. And this is literally personal storage that you and only the people that you go and select to use it can use it. If at any point you're doing something with someone and then you don't want anyone to use it, well, then let's just say now I don't want Bob Drake to use it. I can go and remove it. I don't want Pray for Sin to use it. I can remove him. I don't want Ruby to use it. I can remove them. You can literally go ahead. It's glitched out for some reason. But let's just say you can remove. There we go. You can see everyone. You can choose, pick and choose who you want to be able to use this storage. It doesn't have to be any other storage. And then yet again, like we've seen, this has now got nothing in. And it's in a wall. Well, going over to the storage, throwing it in there. I can now go over to here, go to sand bike, this one right here, and we can see the money's in there. I can take it out and go back in. I can go back to that sand bike and go put it in. And then if I really want to, because we got it like this, I can go over to it and I can go ahead and actually pull it out this way if I really wanted to. So this is the way of making it look cool. But let's just say you've got a buggy, you don't want a big buggy ass hanging out on the wall. Well, then the perfect solution for that is simply to just hide it in the wall where you can't see it, but it's still useful for a private storage. You've got a guild of 32, but you only want 2, 3, 4, 5, a selected amount of people to use that storage. This is the way to do it, even if you're not the owner of the base. And let me show you, if I am the owner of the base, you think, but Death Wish, you can delete it. Wrong. Absolutely wrong. If I delete the floor from underneath it, it doesn't move. It does drop through if it's got wheels on it. If it hasn't got wheels on it, it floats. But I have got a welding tool, and as we can see right here, I can't access this bike. But guess what? I am the owner of the guild. So if we go to social, we go to guild, we can see that I am the owner of the guild right here, the leader. But I still can't access this bike. And if I hold more and I go to this, I can't access the storage. I can go to more, and I can't access the vehicle management. Only people with the name on it can access it. If I've got the welding tool and I go to detach it, look, it doesn't let me detach it at all. I can't do anything with it whatsoever. So this person has now got storage in the base that I can't access, only they can access, and only who they want to give access to can use it. So it stops the owner going around and fibbing all your stuff, which I think is genius. Well done, Tim, for coming up with that solution. And then, like we said, that is a smart looking way of storage, and yet again, buggy storage being a lot more. But then you've got the other storage where we've gone and made it look like this, which is just a simple solution. Get a construction tool, go ahead, put a wall down, go ahead and put a roof down. And then you'd go ahead and go over to your storage. You can even have the large storages because they fit underneath here. And I could go and put one box here. And then I could jump up, and directly above it, I can have another box here, let's say. So you can, I've run out of materials, but let's just say, just for the sakes of the video, I can put another one there. So we can just do multi-story storage, so it looks nice, clean, and neat. And then you've got your own private storage, and if you want it to be seen, you could do this. You can make a vault, so you could do like a giant inlay room where these are all the way around. And you, as the owner, give everyone access. You can only have 10 vehicles, means you can only have 10 storage. So yes, ideally you'd like to have loads of bikes, but unfortunately this is going to take up too much of your vehicle spaces. So you'd want to have just a couple of buggies. with the biggest buggy storage on it. The other thing that people need to know about storage, because storage is a little bit confusing, if I have got, let's just say I've got scrap parts, I can just run around and I don't have to open them up one by one and see what's in. If we look there at the prompts on the screen, we have got quick deposit. If I go and press F, we can see that I have got the salvaged metal. If I go F and I literally go around the bases in renovation, and then I go and press F, you see it's going to take the metal and that out of me, because in this box is where the sugar wire and all that stuff was. So, and the scrap, the salvaged metal, and it's going to just put it in there. So it's a very easy way to do it. Now, another thing that people need to understand is the circuit. How does a circuit work? Well, let's just say if everything is on circuit 1, including the refiner is on circuit 1, you can see by this, I can now see that I can use the iron ingots, 84. I think there's a little bit more than what we're seeing in here. I've got 83, so there's one somewhere else, right? Now, if I go and put this to circuit 2 on the end, which is the take one, we can't use it from there. So the first circuit is where it goes into. The second circuit is where it takes from. So it's put and take, right? Put and take. Number 1's put. Number 2 is take. How does the put work? Well, let's just say we only had this chest with iron ore in here, right? And I went to this circuit, and then I made it so it takes from circuit 2, meaning now I can craft, and it's only going to make me craft iron ingots. Now I want, when that iron ingot section is full, it's only going to circuit 4. So in this case on the machine, I would then put this in 4. And when we go and craft, when this is full, so it's 5 times, I believe it's 99. So when it's, or 999, sorry, 999. So when it's got 5,000, just under 5,000 materials, anything that overflows will automatically funnel back to this storage chest. So you can make it so it goes, you can do this with every single ore. You can make it so iron goes back to iron chest, steel go back to steel chest, aluminium goes back to aluminium chest. You just got to remember that the way the circuit works. So the circuit works load and take. So this would be loading it up, so it would come back to this one. This is where it will come into, and this is where it would take from. And yet again, you'd go over to the refinery and you do the same. You go where it goes into, where it loads and where it takes from. So it's going to take from there, meaning now it can take that ore. So hopefully you've understood this. This is all of the storage solutions I can think of, and the cool ways of implementing them into the game. Thank you, Tim, also for figuring this out. At one point, as you can see right here, this is where the original plan come in. He had his own room in here, and when he had his own room in here, he had some bikes behind a wall at the back here that none of us knew about, and he had his private storage in there, only for him to be able to access, but access from absolutely anywhere in the base. Absolutely genius. I thought it was incredible. If you've got any other storage tips, then make sure you let me know, and I'll make sure I give you credit. If you want to not have the likes of this wall, because you can see that the white wall, some people do not like it, you can go ahead and use the walls from this structure and do the same thing. So you've got the sand brick, and maybe you think this looks cooler, maybe it looks more like a vault, so you can use that one as well. Literally any of the inner laid walls, you can do it, but you don't even have to have it on display. You can have them tucked behind a wall somewhere, so when you walk in the base looks really nice, and then you've got access to storage all over. I know it's me talking a lot, but I wanted to make sure I cleared it pretty well for you all, because on the stream yesterday we were going over it and I had to repeat myself quite a lot. So today I'm just going over it to a point where I think you understand. So just a quick brief of everything. You build a bike. The bike cannot collapse if you've only got the chassis status. The chassis and the hull and the storage. It floats, so even if you delete the floor underneath it, it can't be deleted. And also the owner cannot deconstruct it. Can't do anything like that whatsoever. It can't be moved. It is solid where it is. You can build it into the wall, build it out of the wall, and you can pull any items from it. We've shown you how to stack storage on top of each other using the half walls, and that works yet again for doing the bike or the buggy solution, and then how the circuits work. So that is the full storage explained in the game, and with a beautiful tip from Long Live Tim. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, follow, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.